Welcome to a different kind of video. I just thought I'd do a chill with me kind of video in which we can unbox a large number of tarot and oracle card decks that were recently gifted to my channel by the lovely Mariam. Thank you so much, Mariam. May God bless you with the same generosity that you bestowed upon me and the Spiritual Social and our lovely growing crew. And I just thought, guys, they are so beautiful. I usually have a certain spiritual routine that I use every time I'm trying to include a new tarot and oracle deck in my family. So I thought, why not share the excitement of unboxing and opening up these gorgeous decks with you? And why not show you as well what I do in order to cleanse the deck from the previous creator's energy so that they finally become mine, energetically mine. So it's a form of energetic imprinting that kind of makes the decks vibrate more with my energy than with the energy of the factory workers or, the couriers that have brought them to me. So I just thought I would share with you this process. I'm feeling really excited, very giddy. I would strongly suggest that you guys make yourself a cup of something yummy to drink. I have here some rose petals and hibiscus tea and my lovely mermaid cup, which was also gifted to my channel. You guys have been spoiling me rotten, and I just thought I'd give something back to you. So without further ado, let's get into unboxing these decks. They're all completely new. I have never seen them before. I have heard about the Starseed Oracle. I'm incredibly excited about the Magic Art of Fortune Telling. The Cosmic Slumber Tarot is a brand new deck. I think it appeared a couple of months ago, if not last month. And the Spirit Song Tarot is a deck that I've always wanted to have in my collection. While the Erotic Fantasy Tarot, we will see about this one, guys. I was wondering whether I should unbox it in front of the camera because it's an 18 plus deck, and I'm not sure whether I should make this video an 18 plus. I want to make it as accessible as possible to you guys out there. So feel free to use this video however you wish. Chill with me, get a cup of coffee, get a cup of tea, relax. Let's talk about beautiful artistry. Let's talk about the tarot. Let's talk about oracle cards, and let's see the gorgeous images that these decks provide. I'm going to begin by using my atame, or the witch's dagger. This is actually my Swiss knife. If you guys have seen that funny clip that I created, what's in my witchy bag, you know that I carry it with me all the time, and I discuss some of the interesting mishaps that have happened since I carry it. It's also the color red. The color red is really significant to me because I am a North Node in Aries, and Aries rules over the color red, the blood system, anything that is related to vitality, root chakra energy, Muladhara power. So I like to take this dagger. I'm just going to use the smallest knife, the smallest blade that I have here, and I usually just put it a couple of times through the flame just to cleanse the metal a little bit. It's always good to, be as clean and as proper with the objects that you have. And now let's begin first with the Starseed Oracle. So I'm just going to make a cut to cut the plastic out. And using the dagger, you can see, can make it much more elegant of an endeavor than if I were to just put my fingers through it and knot it like some sort of rabbit, hamster, or raccoon. Okay, so wow, the Starseed Oracle. It's been a while since this deck came into my possession, and actually if you stick around and watch until the end of this video, I have a special surprise for you guys. It opens up in a really unique way. Whoop. Okay. Oh, wow, I love this so much. Danielle Noel is such a beautiful person. Rebecca Campbell as well. She's the author of Work Your Light deck, which is one of my first oracle decks. Absolutely love it. It's a classic by now. And Danielle Noel is also a Piscean goddess, very talented artistically. I follow her on Instagram. You should too, guys, if you're interested in really beautiful artistic images that also connect you to spirit. So we have the booklet over here. I usually like to do this. Right? So just like leafing through it a couple of times, again, just to change the energy. Try not to damage too much the cover because, you know, paper has a memory and it can, in the position in which you put it, it tends to retain that position. And then I just add it to my pile of esoteric manuals and occult books for easy access whenever I need to get in touch with it. So this is the deck. And what I like to do again is I like to take my atame and I like to break the seal and say, welcome to the family. Yeah, so it's like I treat my decks as if they're my friends. And then another thing that I like to do is I like to light up some incense. It's been a lot of humidity in my flat recently, a lot of yin energy. And it's hard for the incense to really light up quickly, but we'll take our time. We're not in a rush. Okay, so I like to just bind it. Whoa, interesting. Okay, so the deck really likes it here because I spilled some ashes onto it and on my hand. Good, so we're already bound. There has been a significant event. We're already bound. The smoke really cleanses it from previous owner's energies. And now I also like to use, I have here rose water, and of course I'm not going to spray it directly onto the cards because I'll damage them, but just like make a mist, like 2 or 3 puffs up in the air, and then again just use a light touch so that I invoke the element of fire and the element of water to do the cleansing, so that the deck increasingly becomes my own. I am water and fire dominant in my astrological chart, so I work with the elements and the energies that I was born with. Feel free to do the same. If you're earth or air dominant, you can devise whatever strategies you feel creatively inclined or inspired to bring into your daily routine of blessing your decks and making them your own. Okay guys, I also like to wake them up. Beautiful. So let's see right now the deck itself. Wow. Okay, so a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Activated earth. Okay. I'm not going to sit and really focus on the cards too much. I'm just going to show them quickly to you. I like to, whenever I get a new deck, I like to actually take it card by card, rearrange it, have a look at it, just expose myself to the imagery. Sometimes I get these decks when I'm in a day, you know, I receive them during a day when I have to do a lot of personal readings and I just don't really have time to sit and feel the energy. But I do a quick exposure, yeah? So I just look at the cards, I pass them, I rearrange them. Again, it's so important to manipulate them as best as you can because, you know, our hands carry energies, and especially if you're a healer, a spiritual practitioner, your hands are super important, as you guys know, in your work, and you're already transmitting energy. I'm already imprinting this deck with my own energy. Obviously, ideally, you would be in a state of deep inner peace and gratitude when you are handling the deck for the first time. It's important, you know, the first encounter, just like with people in life, when we first meet somebody, it's that first initial vibe that we're getting. With people, we also get the fact that we're picking up on how our astrology interacts with their astrology, a phenomenon called synastry. But I think with objects, it's slightly different. They're easier to manipulate. They are not evoking the same astrological energy as people. Although I think there is a branch of astrology that is looking at the birth charts of certain objects. You know, when you complete a work of art, when you complete an oracle deck or a book, that's like the birth date of that specific object. So that might be something interesting to look into. Let me guys know if you are passionate about something of this kind, and I'll make sure to either create videos or maybe write an article. I write articles on my website, thespiritualsocial.com. Everything is linked down below. I'm also going to be including some Amazon links, and the names of these oracles will be placed down below so that you guys can have a chance to purchase them for yourself if you feel so inclined, okay? Yeah, we the hot doors, deep love, mother's wow, this, see, and as you're pulling through certain cards, specific cards are going to speak out to you more than others. This is also an exercise in training your intuition. Oh my god, I love this card. For example, I feel so drawn to this card and the We the Hot Doors one. For some reason, I can't explain it, right? That's the intuitive hit. You can't explain it. Deep love, mother's milk, Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. I think it's because at the moment, I have a very strong transit to my 4th house. Pluto is very close to my Imun Coeli, and Saturn is also in my 4th house. And I'm doing a lot of mother healing. I'm doing a lot of work in privacy. As you guys notice on my channel, I tend to appear for some periods and then disappear because I need to do a lot of emotional work in private, in a space of stillness where I remove social distractions. So this is the gorgeous Starseed Oracle. Let's see, what does it say on the back? What is the description? Have you always had a longing for home without really knowing what that meant? If so, you could be a starseed soul. This activating oracle will help you to unlock your soul gifts, connect with your cosmic origins, and remember who you truly are. Wow, so I hope I've given you a small glimpse as to how my personal astrological quest and the work that I'm doing is somehow eerily fitting with the timing when I received this oracle, because I had my Starseed Oracle on my list for a very long time, and certain people, certain crew members contacted me that they bought it for me but it got lost, so they had to be refunded by Amazon, or that they purchased it but they don't know what happened, it never arrived, it didn't reach me. So it's interesting, right? The timing of when these oracle and tarot decks arrive says something about the energetic portal that is opening up when we feel ready to ascend to the next level, because these are, in a very small material-minded form, our mentors. You know, whenever you get a tarot or an oracle deck, I see it as an apprenticeship. You know, I'm the student and these are my material teachers. A teacher doesn't have to always be a person with glasses who sits behind a university desk or a school desk. A teacher can be a child, it can be a pet, it can be our lover. Our parents are certainly one of our toughest teachers. Even when you have good relations with them, they still teach you some really core lessons about survival and love and, you know, your own strength and power. Okay, so I've used my Atametuam box, the Spirit Song Tarot. Let's open it up. It's so gorgeous. Oh, okay, so again, we have the booklet, so I'm going to do the same thing, just leaf through it a couple of times. Look how beautiful, the dragonfly. And the dragonfly in another deck, I think it was the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle, is considered to be a master of illusion, somebody of great intelligence, somebody that creates beautiful illusions, beautiful fantasies, but at the same time can be quite mentally manipulative. Interesting. So let's see. Wow, the Traveler. Okay. So this is a tarot deck. This is not an oracle deck. Traditionally, tarot decks have 78 cards. So we have 56 minor arcana and 22 major arcana. But you know, nowadays people like to freestyle it and include a couple of cards or condense the cards. Let's see what it says on the back. So we have here, Spirit Song Tarot energizes the cards of traditional tarot with the majestic beauty and wisdom of 78 animals. Let me just do two things at the same time. I'm very guided to do this because I have a Gemini in my 8th house, guys. So I love to multitask with occult materials. So as I'm reading you what it says here, I'm also cleansing the deck here to the side. Maybe I should bring it closer so you guys can see it. I just want you guys to see everything I'm doing here today. So I have here my Lord Ganesh incense holder, and I have this beautiful incense called Buddha's Blessings. I think it's one of my favorite. It's in a light blue box. It smells incredible. It's sweet, but also a little bit cedary and very sandalwoody. I love it. Anyway, coming back to this deck. So as I'm cleansing the cards, let's read. So the wisdom of 78 animals that have been called upon to help guide you on your life's journey. Paulina Fay's exquisite artwork. Yeah, she's incredibly talented. I love these designs. Invites you to connect to the spirit of each animal, specifically selected based upon shamanic symbolism. Spirit Song merges each animal's unique power with classic tarot practices. The 4 Spirit Song suits are acorns for wands, interesting, feathers for swords, shells for cups, and crystals for coins. I do remember watching a tarot reading from one of the other talented, there are so many people out there in the tarot community creating readings at the moment, and it has only exploded last year with Jupiter in Aquarius. Jupiter representing, the sign of growth and the game of chance. And when it hits Aquarius being ruled by Uranus, it rules astrology, it rules the occult, it rules tarot readings as well as scientific research. And I remember I saw this deck on the channel of one of my favorite tarot readers, and I was drawn to the shell suit. I thought, wow, that was some cool. Okay, so enough jibber jabber. Let me show you the cards. So we have here the traveler, which is the full card. So we have adventure and potential. The magician. And this is willpower creation. The high priestess, intuition, sacred knowledge. Interesting that the high priestess is a lynx and the magician is the crow. And I think the traveler is an impala or an antelope, more like it. We have here the Empress as the rabbit. Beautiful. I was actually born in the Chinese year of the fire rabbit. And if you were born, in 1987 too, then yeah, you are members of the same generation as me. So we have here the Emperor. And I think if I'm not mistaken, this is a puma. Interesting how the High Priestess and the Emperor are part of the same feline family. Wow, so the shaman, this is the Hierophant. I like it because, the Hierophant is such an old-fashioned name and it's hard to pronounce for certain people out there. So I like it when they distill it to something more intelligible. Yeah, divine wisdom, spiritual power. I'm telling you guys, the Hierophant, or the shaman in this case, the eagle, is really growing on me lately. I'm getting more and more in touch with that, with the beautiful energy of that wise, masculine, spiritual teacher, somebody that you can look up to. We have here love. So these are the lovers, and I think that these are wolves. It looks like a duo of wolves. Interesting. Then we have here the chariot, discipline, determination. Of course, the rhinoceros. Then strength. So this is the cover card. So this is the strength card, one of my most favorite cards in the major arcana. We have here the hermit, the koala. It's so cute. We also have here the wheel, the octopus. Wow, beautiful, because octopi are incredibly intelligent creatures, and it's like they think with their tentacles, but they also think with their usual brain matter. So, and they can see in many different directions. I heard it somewhere, I think it was in a documentary, that their tentacles are, sometimes they take decisions by themselves. We have here justice. Interesting. There's something repeating here. The magician and the justice card, raven and crow. So this is an interesting, because it's 111 manifestation abilities. So again, as you guys see, as you are getting familiar with the deck, as you are shifting through it, you're starting to make these associations. You're starting to make the deck your own by looking at what exactly is pulling your attention. Sometimes it can happen that when you are looking at the deck, nothing is pulling your attention. You feel like, what are these images? Or you get irritated. Even after you've done the cleansing, you still feel a little bit irritated, which is a sign that maybe that's not the right deck for you. We have here the Hanged Man, the Locust. We also have here the Transformation. This is the Death card. And what is this? Is this like, let's check, you know, if we don't know, it's great to do some research. So this is the Death Rebirth card, Scorpio energy, but I'm not sure why. The cicada, okay. So these are those insects that make that gorgeous noise, the sing-song noises in summer. We have here Temperance, the zebra. We also have the shadow. So this is the devil, and this looks like a jackal. Then we have the tower, chameleon. Interesting that the chameleon is the tower. I wonder why they made this choice. Should we have a look? Let's just see. Chameleon is the shaman of adaptation, seizing the power of cloaking. He changes color to blend with his shifting surroundings. Life is change, and you have the choice to either accept change or to resist it. By clinging to ideas that no longer work within the structure of your spiritual evolution, the winds of revelation will force you to go with the flow. Chameleon is here to help you shift the colors of your state of being, setting you on the path to your highest truths. Interesting use of imagery. I would have never, ever associated the tower with the chameleon. How beautiful. Chameleons are also the animals that represent Neptune and Piscean energy, because they have these globalist eyes that can see all over the place, much like the intuition of a Piscean, that can pick up on unspoken cues from different dimensions. The stars, the swan, gorgeous. We also have here the moon, the barn owl, of course. This is also in the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, a representative of the Hindu goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. We also have here the sun, the colibri. This is beautiful. Oh, it's all the resplendent colors on this bird's wings really, really fit so well with the resonance and playfulness of the sun. The sun usually rules Leo, and Leo energy is one of the most playful energy in the zodiac. We have here awakening, so this is a peacock. This is the judgment card. And finally, the world, and we have a whale. How beautiful. Now, I'm not going to insist on the minor arcana of this deck because we went quite in depth into the analysis of the major arcana. I'm just going to show you how gorgeous this deck is. It's like a fairy tale. It reminds me of Peter Rabbit decorations, like those beautiful nursery paintings that you would see especially in English households. It's absolutely divine. Thank you so much for this. Wow. So I hope you have enjoyed the Spirit Song Tarot. Okay, are you as excited as I am about the Cosmic Slumber Tarot? Oh my goodness. Okay, this is really something quite unique. Let's see. I mean, Cosmic Slumber, what is that about? So again, we're making an incision and we are undressing the deck. Sorry, deck. We promise we'll treat you well. We're not just getting you undressed for nothing. So, okay, this opens up very beautifully. I've seen the same kind of mechanism for the Luna Soul Tarot, which was also recently gifted to my channel. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the White Newman Tarot also has the same mechanism. I'm just going to put it over here. Yeah, it's really sturdy. I love these boxes. You know, it has this carton feel, but at the same time it feels magnetic. How cool. It's beautiful because it can protect the cards better. Okay, and then you have this box, and inside you have a piece of carton to keep it in shape so that it doesn't slide. And of course you have the booklet. So it's called Instructional Booklet. And this is a deck created by Tilly Walden, by the way. Maybe I should actually say the name of the authors, but again, I'm just going to link it down in the description box below for you guys. Oh, the booklet is in color. I love this so much. It's such a gorgeous detail that shows a little bit the quality and the effort and, well, the financial aspect that was involved in the creation of this deck. Because sometimes, you know, creators, in order to cut corners, financially speaking, because, you know, black and white print is actually cheaper than colored print, they tend to make these compromises. And then you have a beautiful and instructional booklet, but at the same time, I don't know why, I really love the ones that you see color in them, or the ones that, for example, sometimes have glossy paper. Maybe that's just my personal preference. Let me know down in the comments below which ones are your favorite and why. So again, it's a bit difficult because it's plastic and not paper. Welcome to the family. Okay, so again, we have the same thing. I'm just pulling it through. And you saw that for the other deck, I haven't used the rose mist. I feel that, you know, this is sufficient in certain cases. Oh, but this deck, for example, look. We definitely need to go through each card in this deck because it feels a little bit like it was quickly printed and then attached and put in the box. And the cards are sticking to each other. Beautiful. I'm so happy to have you here. Welcome to the family. So let's see. I'm just going to walk you through the cards. So we have the Fool. And then we have the Magus. And then we have the High Priestess. She looks very emo. Then we have the Empress. Wonderful. I really like the fact that it's diverse in terms of the depictions of different races. Hopefully there will be different gendered, maybe some same-sex imagery as well. Look, Luna appeared. Hey, sweetie. We have the Emperor. The Emperor looks a bit creepy, I have to say. It looks a little bit like the devil. The Hierophant. Yeah, we also have the Lovers. Wow, this is really beautiful. It's very evocative imagery. I like it when the Lovers card is not very descriptive. It's a little bit mysterious. It's a little bit focused on mood or color combinations. This looks as if an individual is coming out from another individual and they're holding a tree with fruits and two other people that seem to be backing up the tree trunk, and then another group of individuals over here, and it looks like there are same-sex couples, 2 men and 2 women, and potentially a man and a woman here in the center. So beautiful. I like the diversity. We have here the Chariot, and the Chariot, guys, you know, it actually speaks about it's a biblical reference to the chariot of God. It's like an element of justice, of divine intervention. We have here the Strength card. Oh, this actually shows a pretty vulnerable stance. Instead of closing gently the lion's mouth, this individual, I think it's a she, is actually putting her hand into the lion's mouth, trusting that the lion will not eviscerate her. We have here the Hermit. Wow. This reminds me of a Dementor in Harry Potter. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. Some strong Egyptian symbolism in this card. Usually this card doesn't really have strong Egyptian symbolism. We see here, of course, the 4 corners, which represent the 4 fixed signs in astrology. So we have here the lion for Leo, the bull for Taurus, the human for Aquarius, and we also have here the eagle, which is the higher vibrational representation of Scorpio. This is what happens once the Scorpio has gone through a phoenix moment. It becomes the eagle. We have here Justice. Wow, this is pretty towering. I love this. You see the lava, the ground breaking underneath this individual's feet. This individual is dressed in a very stern office suit, but this, wow, it's like, it looks like a monolith, for lack of a better word. I'm a little bit taken aback by the energy of this card. Fascinating. Then we also have here the Hanged Man. Oh, I love the pajamas. I love the style. Oh, and he's connected actually to trees. Beautiful. So it looks like he's not just tying himself up to a tree, but he's part of the trees, part of the scenery, and there's a pool of water. Gorgeous. I love to see water imagery in this card because the Hanged Man usually stands for Neptune. So Neptune rules over watery landscapes, and I love to see it included in the imagery of this card. We have here the Death card. This is a pretty traditional image of the Death card, you know, a skeleton riding with his sickle on a horse. Or sorry, not sickle, scythe. English is my second language, guys. We have here as well the Temperance card. This is bizarre, I have to say. Oh, what is happening here? It looks like this angel has fallen asleep trying to pour water. The pouring water imagery is very representative of the angel of temperance. But then you have a stone lion and a very upset looking eagle, Scorpio and Leo. I usually associate temperance with Sagittarius. Some people associate it with Aquarius energy. This is, I have to say, this is a strange card. I don't know, I'm getting some weird vibes from the Temperance card. Then we have the Devil, and it's interesting because we had the Lovers here earlier. We lost the Lovers. Oh my god, where are the Lovers? Oh yeah, this talks about the story of my life. Where are the Lovers? Anyway, so look how beautifully these two connect. So in one, there seems to be a female figure. In the second one, there seems to be a male figure. And these two characters that have their back turned. I think one represents the domain of hell, the underworld, and the other one represents the domain of heaven, right? The tree of life, Adam and Eve. The tree of knowledge, not the tree of life. Okay, so this talks about binding and being free, setting free and control. We have the sun and the moon. So our solar consciousness, what we are aware of and what we feel we can control and love. And the devil is the unconscious, what comes over us, our instincts, our basest desires. I think this is gorgeous, guys. Let me know what you think. This is beautiful. Well done, Tilly. Now, let's see. We have here the Tower. It's interesting how these hands are manipulating the tower, almost like it's a puppeteer's game. I haven't seen this before. We have here the Star. This is very pleasant. I feel that this is the energy that the Temperance card should also have. But for some reason, the Temperance card looks a little bit all over the place, I have to say. We have here the Moon. And it shows the two dogs that were barking at the night. It shows them, you know, one of them is preparing to leave. There is no crayfish coming out of the water. The moon is crying, and the two towers are actually holding hands. Strange. It's beautiful, but it's also a little bit depressing, I have to say. Maybe this talks about loss, a fear of abandonment and neglect. That's what it says to me here. Then we have the Sun. This I really like because it shows an embrace. And what can be more comforting and more beautiful than a true heartfelt embrace when two individuals bring their chests, the place where we hold our hearts together. We have here as well the Judgment card, the Annunciating Angel, and the family. And I like to see that the family is mixed race, and it looks like there are two people of the same sex. It's beautiful. I like the diversity a lot. And we also have here the Universe, which is the World card. Completion, happiness, success, achievement, the end of the Major Arcana cycle, the beginning of a new Major Arcana cycle. Gorgeous. Wow. Okay. And then we have the Suit of Torches. Yeah. And then we also have they're still so sticky. The Ace of Cups, the Ace of Torches. I'm trying to keep this video not too long and moving. That's why I'm not actually getting into all of the minor arcana. I just want to give you a glimpse and a flavor of how the whole deck looks like. But I am a little bit bothered by how sticky these cards are. And of course, I have to be a bit careful because I don't want to damage the cards. It's interesting sometimes how when you shuffle cards, they tend to take the shape of the shuffling, or you sometimes bend them in a certain way. My cards recently have been bending like crazy, but when I started reading tarot, they were very straight. So I take this as a change in my own energy, that I've now started, for example, to bend the cards. You can see it, you know, they're not straight anymore. This is the Soul Whispers Oracle. It's a little bit skewed. And I'm not particularly happy with my cards being skewed, but I guess it says something about energetic shifts as you, for the tarot reader. We also have here, the Suit of Swords. And we have as well Pentacles. So they haven't changed the original traditional Rider-Waite classification. I know sometimes when you read and you say pentacles, it sounds like tentacles. I always thought that's a funny one. How beautiful is this? So this has been a short introduction to the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. It does feel as if most of the characters shown here are going through some sort of rest, through some sort of sleep. Most of them have their eyes closed. It's like they're dreaming the major arcana into being. Maybe that's why the Temperance card is a little bit sleepy. Even the Charioteer is sleeping on his way towards victory. So I really enjoyed this. It gives me such a calm, relaxed feeling. This is gorgeous. And also the back is quite esoteric. All these energies talk about the 3 lower chakras, Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, right? So we have red, orange, and yellow. Interesting. Okay, now let's open the one that I was super psyched about, the magic art of fortune telling, not the ancient. So again, I make a small incision. We deplastify this little bugger. Okay, so no offense again, my lovely oracle deck. It was set with the best intention. Let's open it up. Whoa, okay. Interesting. It looks like a camera obscura. Beautiful. Oh, I should read you what it says on the back. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to be as consistent as possible, but I'm also quite excited. So what does it say on the back? And again, I'm going to try to do 2 things at the same time. We would all love to see what the future holds, and with the help of these exquisite oracle cards, you will discover ways to harness your psychic abilities, learn about different kinds of fortune telling and its fascinating history, as well as techniques for applying these skills to your life. Gain a greater understanding of your character by studying the lines on your palm, douse with a pendulum to seek answers to your most pressing questions, decipher the symbols in a crystal ball to guide your success, explore your past, present, and future by reading tea leaves. Let this deck of beautifully illustrated cards be your companion as you acquire the skills of the clairvoyant and take control of your destiny. Beautiful. So welcome to the family, my love. I'm so happy you're here. And already it's wanting to talk to me. The cards flipped out of the deck. So from what I can see here, there is no booklet. All the descriptions are on the cards themselves. I feel that it is organized in 3 different areas. So we have here, no, it's not just 3. I think it's more. We have here the dowsing group. So you see we have what is dowsing. Dowsing is a form of divination used in finding water, metals, gemstone, ley lines, missing objects, and even grave sites by using a Y-shaped stick or 2 L-shaped sticks. They are known as witching sticks and dowsing rods respectively. The person holding the rod would visit an open door area, and the rods would move up and down on their own when the person walked directly over the ground where water or another material was present. I think this is what they used when they were searching for gold during the gold rush period in the expansion of America, right? When they discovered California, for example. Dowsing works by tapping into your intuition and sixth sense, and the dowsing rods act as a receiver and transmitter to your energy. Other types of dowsing includes using a pendulum, map dowsing, and energy dowsing. There you go, guys. So you learned what dowsing is. To be honest, I'm also quite new. Okay, so we have the history of dowsing, the pendulum, the witching stick, dowsing rods, how to read the pendulum, finding lost objects, map dowsing, energy dowsing, interpreting answers, and I think, this is part of the scrying group. And then we have a symbol glossary and the usual cover card. Yeah, so we have here, it says on the cover card, we have here 5 different categories: scrying, palmistry, tasseography, clairvoyance, and dowsing. Basically what it said on the back of the specific oracle that we are going to be looking into. So we have scrying. What is scrying? Scrying is the ancient practice of gazing into or upon a smooth, translucent surface to see visions of the future or receive guidance. Images may appear in the form of words, pictures, or symbols, which can be interpreted into prophecies and revelations, insights that only our third eye can see. Our third eye is our psychic or sixth sense that enables us to see what is hidden from our normal senses. See clairvoyance suit, the third eye card, for more information. There are 3 different mediums a person can use to scrying: a crystal ball, a mirror, a smartphone, or computer screen. I like that it's adapted to modern times. Still water, polished stones, the night sky, clouds, or flames. Okay, so we have the history of scrying: crystal ball scrying, black mirror scrying, water scrying, smoke scrying, wax scrying, fire scrying, deciphering symbols, colors, and their meanings. What is palmistry? Okay, so we're already moving into the next category. Palmistry, also known as chiromancy, is the divination practice of predicting the future by interpreting the lines on your hands and fingers. By reading your palms, you can understand your past, your present situation, and direct yourself onto your destined life path. Unlike other methods of divination, you don't need any extra materials or even a question in mind. Your past, present, future, marriage, health are all in your palms, your destiny carved in flesh. Ooh. Yeah, we do carry a lot of the energy of our ancestors. If you consider the fact that, you carry the DNA of your parents and they carry the DNA of your ancestors, it's fascinating. And also our palms, I've read it somewhere that scientific research has discovered that these veins that we have in our palms are to a certain extent a map of the cortex connections that our neurons are creating as our brain is developing its thinking capacity and acquiring new knowledge. So yeah, working with the palms, it's kind of like getting a direct connection to your cortex. So which hand should you read? Ideally, you should be reading both, as each palm holds different meanings. Your non-dominant hand reveals your potential and what the future holds for you. Your dominant hand is what you've done with that potential so far. So in the case in which you are right-handed like I am, you do most of the things with your right hand. This is the dominant hand. And the left would be my non-dominant hand. And actually, when you shuffle as well, it's considered good to have the dominant hand holding the deck and then the non-dominant hand shuffling them, so that it's a symbolic way in which you're giving a bit of your power, you're enunciating it, you're not exerting your mental dominance over what is happening, the magic of the tarot, but you're also working in creation with the divine, you're co-creating. So it's your will and the divine's will. Okay, interesting. So we had dowsing, we had scrying, we are having palmistry over here, the history of palmistry, the lifeline, the headline, the heart line, the fate line, and the M. Ooh, it's like in James Bond, you know, M was Judi Dench, the person that he was usually his superior, right? The marriage and family lines, the health line, hand shape. It's also M. Whenever I see an M, I think instinctively of the subway, you know, the metro. I'm a kid that grew up in a big city. We have deciphering symbols. Oh, okay, tasseography. What is tasseography? We switched categories now. Tasseography is the art of reading tea leaves found at the bottom of your cup to predict the future. However, if loose leaf tea is not your brew of choice, you can do readings using coffee grounds, wine, hot chocolate, or even better, sediments. Or even beer sediments. I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep rushing through my reading today. I think I'm feeling the pressure of not making these videos too long, but the whole purpose of this channel and of creating chill videos with you guys is to try to counteract this obsession with creating short clips and bite-sized fast information absorption. You know, it's our brains function differently when we take our time and we truly indulge in the act of learning and discovery. So I'm gonna try to shake that pressure away. Okay, so coming back to this. So you can use coffee grounds, wine, hot chocolate, or even beer sediments. By looking at the leaves or other counterpart, one can interpret their shapes and images to represent upcoming events. For example, seeing an anchor could mean good luck is coming, while seeing clouds means serious trouble is heading your way. However, unlike tarot readings, most of what you see can be left to your interpretation, with no firm rule of what something should mean. While it is an ancient divination practice, most people first came across tasseography in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban when tea readings were featured in Professor Trelawney's divination class. Hopefully, you won't see the grim at the bottom of your teacup. Ooh. So I did mention the mentors earlier. It seems that we're having some sort of visitation from Harry Potter. Maybe the spirit of J.K. Rowling is with us. By the way, we also talked about the Strength card being my favorite of the tarot. And as a side note, because I love these random associations that I've accustomed you guys with, J.K. Rowling is a Leo, okay? So phenomenal playful capacity. And if I'm not mistaken, she has some Virgo energy in her chart. I think she's a member of the Pluto and Virgo generation, or has a Venus in Virgo. So yeah, attention to detail and playful nature lead to the creation of a beautiful franchise of children's storybooks. There you go. So what is tasseography? We established that. The ritual, how to read the cup. This reminds me, the ritual. I assisted once to a tea ceremony at the Japanese Cultural Center, and beautiful women dressed in traditional kimonos sat with us and showed us how they prepared a matcha brew, a traditional matcha brew. And it was so beautiful. I just thought, you know, that really stuck with me. And every time when I make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or I even create my own latte matchas, I like to take my time to truly savor the act of creating it. Anyway, a small parenthesis, how to read the cup, animal symbolism, mythical being symbolism, object symbolism, number symbolism, letters symbolism, the reading. And now we've reached the final category, clairvoyance. So what is clairvoyance? Clairvoyance is the ability to see things that are hidden from the naked eye. Everyone knows the five senses: touch, sight, hearing, taste, and smell. However, there is also a sixth sense that all of us are born with. Some have not fully activated yet. The sixth sense, also known as extrasensory perception, or ESP, is your intuition. People who are clairvoyant can see into the future as well as a person's past or present. They can also detect spirits, communicate with them, and find things that are missing. Have you ever thought of a song in your head and moments later you hear it on the radio? Do you get goosebumps right before you hear bad news? Do people come to you when they lose something because you can always find it? People always ask me for directions on the street. Even if I travel to a completely new place, I sometimes, or I feel that I look like a local. and people just randomly ask me in their own native tongue how to get to a specific street. I read it somewhere that this could be due to the fact that your energy field is quite open. So if you're a person that works in a service-based profession, you naturally have your defenses down, and people find it comforting to come towards you, as opposed to other people that are more tightly wound and have a wall between them and society in general. So that's interesting. I don't know if I can blow my own trumpet or toot my horn that I'm so open. Sometimes the downside with this open energetic field is that you can attract a lot of negative experiences and wounded people. So if yes, that's your clairvoyance coming through. With practice, anyone can open their third eye and see. And actually what's happening at the moment, if you guys are listening to Pam Gregory, the astrologer, she's talking about waves of photonic light coming into the world at the moment as the energetic center of our planet shifted in 2020. And you can see that even the light, the gadgets, the technological devices have started to record light on a different level. The light in the world has definitely changed, and the way that the sun is beating us is beating down on us. It's beating us, yeah. Pummeling us. But anyway, the core of what I'm trying to say in a very rambly fashion is the fact that indeed the light is changing, and this is also affecting our third eye awakening. For some people, the third eye just randomly wakes up and they get awakened in the middle of the night. Flashes of light emanate from their third eye, and others are just they're just right now waking up to this new sensitivity to light. The history of clairvoyance, we also have preparing for clairvoyance, the third eye, developing your sixth sense, calling up visions, premonitions, interpreting symbols, tools for the clairvoyant. And we have two tool cards. Tarot cards, Ouija board, runes, I Ching, crystals, and oracle cards. There you go, guys. This is the magic art of fortune telling. This is a deck created by Elsie Wild. I absolutely love the golden incrustations of the writing. For some reason, I'm very attracted to golden energy. I like to wear gold jewelry as well. I just find it very warm, very beautiful. And I really resent the fact that some people associate gold with something tawdry or not as refined as maybe white gold or silver. I just think that's BS. Usually I just think that whatever metal you feel drawn towards, go ahead and use it. But please, let's not make classifications and moral judgments regarding people that wear a certain type of metal or a certain type of stone. They each have their own unique energies, and the fact that you are drawn towards gold or rose gold or I don't know, colder, cooler, calm metal should not differentiate your education, tastes, or class belonging. So yeah, that's a small Pluto and Aquarius rant for you guys, because I hope that we will head towards an age where, tolerating people's differences and creating a world that is more inclusive is slowly being implemented into the collective. But at the moment, we are being drilled by Saturn and Aquarius to conform, when in reality, we each are very unique and beautiful individuals. So keep resisting, guys. Anyway, here is the final tarot deck, the Erotic Fantasy Tarot. Okay. I hope this one doesn't have too rough of an imagery. Let me take a sip from my tea. Now, the problem is that my incense stick has completed itself, has burned down. Completed itself. Sometimes I tell you guys, I don't know what's wrong with me. I use these fancy words. South Node in Libra. I hide behind big words. Okay, so this is... Oh, it's made by let's see what company. So it's artwork by Ion and Simona Rossi, and it's made by Lo Scarabeo, right? Yeah, Lo Scarabeo. So Lo Scarabeo has a very typical way of packaging tarot decks. It does look a little bit cheap, I have to say, but the quality of the artwork and the accessibility, how well designed they are, really surpasses, you know, any potential packaging kind of cheapness. But that's okay, I really don't mind. The booklet is always multilingual, which is beautiful. So you see here we have Spanish, Arcanos Mayores, you know, and the descriptions are to the point. They don't mince a lot of words. For example, the star is described as inner satisfaction through creativity. The fantasy aspect is make your wishes to the stars. The eros aspect is capture inspiration, be carefree in the night. And the action intention is create a peaceful environment, give new forms to your desire. Beautiful. I don't know why, but this person right on the cover, her eyes and her demeanor make me think of Megan Fox. She seems very similar to Megan Fox. Okay, so we have the Fool, we have the Magician, we have the High Priestess. Okay, so it's sexy without being like incredibly naked or in your face. It's definitely not the Manara Tarot. The Manara Tarot, to my mind, is one of the strongest visual erotic decks. We have here the Empress, but this one just looks very tasteful. The Emperor, it's quite traditional as well. We have the Hierophant or the Shaman. It's fascinating. He looks like an Egyptian god. And there are two people that came towards him to officiate a wedding, I guess. We have the Lovers. Yeah, so this actually shows two women getting married. One of them is pregnant, and there is a hydra behind the old lady. I would say that she's a crone, like a well-developed witch, potentially a shaman herself. Well. We have here two people making love, pretty naked in the chariot. So this is about really going for it. Then we have the Leo energy here. The lion looks a bit strange. It's like, maybe more effort should have went into the creation of the lion's face. Oh, beautiful. So we have the Hermit. Oh, I love this. I don't know why, but it's pulling me in so much. This talks about, you know, that quiet stillness that exists in the midnight hour when I find divinating and reading and studying so beautiful. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. We have a crystal or a mirror. Then this is here a shell or a nut. No, it's a shell. A butterfly and a fire for the elements of the fixed astrological signs. We also have here the Justice card, of course, yeah. Then we have the Hanged Man. It instantly brought me a feeling of comfort. Then we also have here the Tower. Why does the Tower look like that? It's a little bit frozen. Everything seems very frozen. And then we have the Temperance card, of course. No, what is happening? I got a little bit, I think I'm getting tired, guys. I got a little bit sidetracked. Okay, let me change my position. So we have the Devil, the Temperance card, a sad butterfly. Then yes, we have the Tower here. We have the Star. We have the Moon. We have the Sun. We have the Judgment. And we have the World. And then the imagery, I think, is pretty traditional. It's quite evocative. Yeah, I mean, this deck would be wonderful for a sexual, erotic reading. You guys know that I like to do these on my channel as well. For some reason, recently, I haven't been feeling that strong sexual energy. Usually during a time of transition, there is a very strong kind of silencing of the sacral chakra as we're processing fresh energy. So this is the way in which I could interpret it. We have sorry, we have here the coin deck. Oh, this is beautiful. The Ten of Pentacles shows two people bathing this bride. Really like that. Wow, the Knight of Pentacles. Awesome. The Queen of Pentacles looks like a blind Amazon. We have the Wands deck. No, I mean the descriptions, I wanted to say. The artistry is indeed very beautiful. The designs, I love. It is sexy without being too raunchy, without being too dark. Wow, look at this. How beautiful is this? It looks like Sleeping Beauty. And for some reason, my mind went a bit blank when I was trying to read the major arcana. This is the Death card. Why did my mind go completely blank? Interesting. So the Death card, but it shows like this frozen, barren landscape. Maybe it's because I'm getting a little bit tired. Wow, this video has been quite long. It's 1 hour long. I forgot to mention that at the end, after I have separated the cards, the booklets from the decks and the carton in which they came, I like to just put my cartons, I have them all over here in a specific box for safekeeping. And I like to stack my tarot decks or oracle decks one on top of the others in these neat piles so that they can be easily accessible to me whenever I need to do readings or whenever I just feel the impulse to sit down and create. And as you guys can see, I have a lot of stacks over there due to the constant growth that I've experienced on this channel ever since I started the spiritual social journey, and due to your beautiful, kind, heartwarming generosity. And I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!